time to get dedicated.
Come in.
And welcome to another episode of the Dadicated Show. With me today is Dr. Pari Ghodsi. Dr. Pari.
Hi.
Dr. Pari is a obstetrician gynecologist.
Let me help you with that. It's obstetrician gynecologist.
Obstetrician glucotologist. She has been on such shows as KTLA, writes for Cosmo and other magazines. She's also been on the Dr. Drew podcast and Dr. Oz. Ooh. I dressed accordingly. I want to be in the spirit and the mindset of what my wife will be going through, so don't mind the outfit here. Let me tell you how this goes. My wife is eating dinner on a regular day. Her water will break at the table. We'll rush to the hospital. The baby will come in about an hour, hour and a half. Hilarious consequences happen in the delivery room, and everyone's happy.
Yeah, that's very far from the truth. But in real life, the majority of people start having contractions before they break their water, and then they break their water somewhere, along the time during labor. When you do break your water, it's definitely not that huge puddle splash in the street type deal. It's more of like a leaking that you might feel. So what you're really looking out for in terms of when is it time to go to the hospital, yes, if she breaks her water, but for most people, it's consistent contractions. If your partner starts having contractions every 5 minutes that are kind of strong and hard for her to talk through, usually they're lasting about a minute long and last for 1 hour, the whole pattern.
If you're watching an episode of Westworld and she has 12 contractions, you're good to go.
And it's awesome for dads, like if you want to help time, and then you can figure out if she's meeting the requirements to actually go to the hospital.
So I see in a lot of hospital movies, there's all sorts of bands and beeps and stuff happening. What are some of the things that are attached to her?
There's 2 main straps that we'll put on her tummy. One will be measuring the baby's heartbeat, and then the other one is measuring those contractions, how frequent they're coming. You really can't eat also during the labor process, so I will tell all dads it's not nice of you to come in with like Shake Shack and like sit down and like be eating while she's in labor.
Guilty.
So now we're in the hospital. What is your role? Support. I mean, there's really not a lot else that you can do. You're there to do some foot rubs, back rubs.
Encouraging words.
Encouraging words.
There you go. You're doing great.
Yeah, if she likes that. Now, there's a lot of women that are like, please shut up. I don't want to hear anything from you. You got me into this mess, right?
Fair enough. What are your thoughts on a doula with help with a coach?
So I think doulas are really great. If I'm speaking to dads, that if you guys have a doula, it will take away from whatever role you're playing because you don't have that much of a role.
I already don't have a role.
Yeah, you don't have that much of a role
doula
to begin with.
Fair enough.
So a doula will kind of take over as the main coach.
Okay. When will she start pushing?
The cervix is the bottom of the uterus, and when you look into a woman's vagina, it looks like this. Okay, this is kind of what you see.
That's what it looks like?
Yeah, it looks just like that.
Okay.
And so basically there's a teeny hole that sperm goes in, and that's how people get pregnant. This little teeny hole is gonna become 10 centimeters big, and that's what the baby's gonna come out of.
How many inches is that?
I never know inches. From no centimeter dilation to about 4 centimeter dilation.
Okay.
That's 4 to 5. That's the early part of labor, okay? Also what we call the latent phase of labor. It's kind of before everything really starts going. That can take an endless amount of time. It can take days, it can take hours. So like some women—
Days?
Yes, days. Some women will come in. We don't keep them there though.
Okay.
And say they're a centimeter, a few hours go by, they're still a centimeter, you go home. You come back, you're 2 centimeters. This process can be very different for everyone. Then there are some women that they come in 1 centimeter, and then all of a sudden, a few hours later, they're at 4, and then things start really going.
We call those women lucky.
Lucky, exactly. So 4 to 5 centimeters is where things become really active, and that's where you can start to really time it. You can expect to change about 1 centimeter an hour. Okay. Then you got to get to 10. Then you can start pushing. Okay. When you start pushing, for a mom that's never had a baby before, it can take 2 hours. It can take 3 hours if she has an epidural. So it can take a very long time.
Okay.
So you can be at the hospital once things start going for a day. And this is for people that is just normal. It can take even longer if you have to be, like, let's say, induced or something.
Gotcha. So don't make any plans today.
Don't make any plans at all. Don't expect to be in and out. It's a very long process.
Okay.